Hey, what's up, everybody? Brian with another movie review on the road. It's holiday season, so of course, um, yeah, the movies are coming. Movie reviews are going to be coming out more often. Yeah, I was looking back at my Harry Potter review, and oh my gosh, yeah, this is what happens. This is the risk of doing a review while you're on the road. Is that you're going? If I get lost, I'm going to just get all flustered and not be able to have a decent review. Um, but we're not talking about that. We're going to be talking about the movie Green Book, starring Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen. Um, um, Viggo plays a guy named Tony Lip, or Vallelonga. I think that's his Vallelonga. However he pronounces his name. It's kind of a inside joke, you know, how no one in the South can pronounce his name correctly. There we go, get that a little adjusted. But anyway, he's an Italian. He has he lives in the Bronx, you know, with his family. Pretty much all his family lives over there. He works at the Copacabana. He has pretty much a bouncer. It's closed for a few repairs, so he has to find some more work, and what do you know, he gets a call from Dr. Don Shirley, who is a very famous pianist, and he's about to do a tour along the Deep South. Now, that may not seem like a problem to Tony. But I guess the problem is that he's black. Dr. Don Shirley is, and but he needs the money. I mean, it's in the 1960s. So traveling in the Deep South is, you know, more of a struggle. They have to use a green book, hence the name of the title, to you know, get anywhere, to make sure that, you know, where they are at is safe for them to be, and that they won't get killed, basically, or just beat up and, you know, within an inch of their life. So so pretty much the two of them, they don't have a lot in common. Tony is he's just very blunt. He is not very doesn't have a very wide vernacular. He's, you know, just kind of says it as it is. He's a slouch. He eats so much. He's kind of fat. And then Don Shirley is very proper. He is very well dressed. He talks with very good articulation. And then their personalities are just very different. So yeah, it's kind of like a road trip throughout the Deep South. Don Shirley along with his trio, while they are playing over there, and drama unfolds. So how did I like the movie? I thought it was a fantastic movie. Probably one of my favorites this year. I love music. I love classical music, which is what Don Shirley plays. And so just hearing various forms of it, or various parts of famous pieces, it was enjoyable for me. And I thought the acting between the two was great. Although people might say that Viggo Mortensen is just a little bit exaggerating the Italian accents, and you know, it's like the Mario. I want the spaghetti and meatballs. You know, I mean, it almost got to that territory, but you know, I don't know. I don't have like pure Italian friends that talk like that. So anyway, it was just there was that. But yeah, the chemistry between the two was fantastic. I really believed, you know, their interactions. Believed that. I mean, for the longest time, they were not getting along with each other. I mean, for most of the movie, they were not getting along with each other. I mean, even when when Tony was, you know, starting to get, you know, ticked off at all the, you know, at how people in the South were treating Don. it was then arguing about the methods of battling racism. So, Tony's more of a, punch first or ask questions later kind of guy, So if someone, he punches a cop, because he calls him worse than the N-word. And, yeah, he didn't like that, so he punched the cop in the face. And so that's what, that's how they end up in jail. Whereas Don, he tries to be more political about it, or diplomatic. He's trying to, talk with them, trying to, reason with them, when things are not, when he seems to be in trouble because of the, racist tendencies of people in the South. And, so, yeah, we just see the different philosophies of battling racism. It's like violence isn't the answer. That's what Don Shirley says. And yeah, violence isn't the answer. He's more in line with Dr. Martin Luther King's philosophy there. And you also deal. It also tackles very. I guess, yeah, it definitely deals with some sensitive subjects, because in the trailer they kind of touched on it a little bit, but Dr. Don Shirley is, he just has a hard time fitting in, because, he's black, so white people won't accept him, even though he plays classical music, he talks very good, or he talks white, quote, quote, and, he has like a bunch of doctorate degrees. He was a very smart person, and he's very talented. But white people won't accept him, and then black people won't accept him because they think he's too white or trying to fit in with the white people, And so he just doesn't know what how to fit in, or even man enough, because. Just from a very brief reading of a movie review, Dr. Don Shirley never came out as gay. There were suspicions of it. Or talks about it, but he never really, I don't think it was ever out in the open. But, the movie does tackle that a little bit when he was in Atlanta. But, yeah, so he has a hard time fitting in. And then you have Tony, who, while being white, he's still from an immigrant family. He's Italian. He's, from the Bronx. He's, doing whatever he can to put food on the table. He's not rich. He's poor. So he, wrongly thinks that he, is blacker than Don Shirley, because of how his life is and his economic status, and how he doesn't get treated that great, because of his heritage and things like that. So there's that, and I think the movie does a very good job at balancing that, because those are sensitive subjects, and if you're not careful, you can offend a ton of people. But I think that the director did a really good job, and I think this director is the same one that did one of the Razzies. I think the movie was called 42. No, that's the Jackie Robinson movie. But there was a movie, and I think it's like 41 or the 42, something like that, where you have a ton of celebrity cameos in it, and it just fell flat on its face. Haven't watched it, don't plan on watching it, but I think that won a ton of Razzies. The same guy did this movie, so I was like, alright, good job, you're in the right direction here. But yeah, so I think this movie does a good job at balancing that and making, just being very careful at dealing with these matters, and not being afraid to. And also, the movie's funny. There are a lot of funny moments in here. So, I mean, probably the funniest one was in the trailer, where Tony goes to KFC in Kentucky to get some fried chicken. Dr. Don Shirley has never had fried chicken before, so he tries it, and they throw the bones out the window, but then Tony throws his cup out the window, and Don wasn't having any of that, so he makes him go pick it up. But yeah, this was, and so I just thought that was hilarious. And there were some other funny moments in there, some dialogue that was great. And I think the cinematography was wonderful, and the editing was great. I liked it when Don and Don was helping Tony write letters to his wife, Dolores, and I don't know the actress's name that plays her, so forgive me for that. It was a very touching moment, just of them just bonding over something as silly as like, hey, writing a letter for my wife, so it was just really cool for that. So this movie, really good. I strongly recommend it. I'm gonna give it a secret handshake. And it's probably my first new Christmas movie this year. I try to at least watch one Christmas movie this year. Not watching The Grinch. Really, I don't really care for it. I have the 30-minute short, and I'm happy with that. I'm sure there are other Christmas movies coming out, but I think this is the one that works for me. Green Book is a great movie. Some people have called it the feel-good movie of the year. If you like road trip movies, this is definitely one for the books. I'm going to expect at least a couple of Oscar nominations, either from Mahershala Ali or from Viggo Mortensen. They both did a really good job. I really hope this movie gets some credit over at the Oscars. So, that's all I got. I'm Brian, and until next time, I will see you at the movies.